Right on, right on. Hey, hey. Welcome out. Happy Saturday, you guys. Bless all you beautiful souls. Thank you for coming here to watch this, because there is some, for the year 2023, I think this right here is the icing on top. Is the icing with the cherry on top. You know what I mean? This is the grand finale. Smoking Syncretism grand finale for the year 2023. 7th year, baby. This was made on the 7th day. The last 7th day of the 7th year. Right. I've been working on this for a while too now, so this is kind of some information I've been compiling over a period of time since earlier this year. Just kind of been added to it. I did most of these notes on March 4th, though, actually. And they're right here. This is my retired dream journal, man. It's from a little while ago. Yeah, so this was from like over 9 months ago. So when I first compiled most of these notes, I'd say about 3/4 of 3/4. Okay. Jokes aside, that does add up to 7, and I think that's why I wrote it down in the first place. But this presentation is going to be all about 7. 7. Woo! 7 in heaven. We got so much stuff here tied to the number 7. It's all the syncretic anomalies of number 7 and Libra and Virgo. Starring 2 and 9. I don't know why I wrote that in this color. You obviously can't see it. Shit. AKA 9/11, which I say goes hand in hand with this green lady over here. So, yeah, this is a good one. This is going to be a good one. This blew my mind. When I was piecing all this stuff together, it was blowing my mind. So, I hope maybe this will blow your mind too, especially if you don't know all these little connections. So, let's start right here. 7 original luminaries, 7 colors, 7 days, 7 notes in the scale. And the 7 days are after these 7 original luminaries. If you don't know what a luminary is, it's a planet. Those are planets. They're all lights in the sky, really, aren't they? I mean, why would a rock a million miles away be showing up as a light in our sky? I mean, come on. Give me a break. Sorry. Hey, scratch that though. You can believe they're rocks if you want. Floating in space in some vacuum. That's cool. But check this out, right? So we got 7 planets, 7 original luminaries. And they're the 7 days. They're also the 7 archetypes. Monday for the moon, Tuesday for Mars, Wednesday for Mercury, Thursday, Thor like Jupiter, Friday, Aphrodite like Venus, Saturday, Saturn. Okay. And then we got the musical scale. Got the 7 notes. And then we have, if you line these up with the chakras, this is the crown chakra, which is basically, this is like at one with God consciousness. So, you see the G right there. I'm going to get back to this, but we're going over here now. Liberty. This green lady, Lady Liberty. Libra. Pretty sure that means book. Libra. Library. Both 7 letters. Lucifer, 7 letters. This is Columbia, or Lady Liberty, or Virgo Lucifera, as Manly P. Hall calls it, this archetype in the story of the chemical marriage in the secret teachings of all ages. I'm going to read a snippet from that, so stay tuned. Say, 7 rays on her crown. Coronavirus. Oh no, the coronavirus. Oh, hopefully I don't get censored. I don't have any followers anyway. Look, so, you remember all that weird stuff that was going on with the crown, the Crown 19 up in New York with all the old people or whatever. I don't remember what's going on. People were cussing out Gavin Newsom or whatever that dude's name was. But, okay, Columbia. Right here. 7 letters. That's her. That's her name. I watched Spider-Man as a kid a bunch of times, and I would always see Columbia Pictures, and she's in the sky with the torch. Columbia. There's so much stuff. Columbia Pictures, Columbia, I can't really think of it right now. Columbia Broadcasting Station, channel. I think that's CBC. There's a lot of them. But that's not really what this is about. Archetype of Virgo and Libra in the month of September. So, Virgo and Libra is the whole month of September. That's what makes up the month of September. Septenary, septagonal, 7. The 7th sign is Libra. 7th stage the sun goes through in the year. 7th ember of the sun. Thought that was interesting. Judgment, Atonement Day, Yom Kippur. Always around the fall equinox. I put around September 23rd. Just because I want to sneak 23 in there. There's so much 23 stuff. And it's 2023. But I think Yom Kippur this year was September 24th. But nonetheless, it's always within a day or two of the fall equinox. Fall equinox is, the equinox, equal day and night is what it means. Scales, you weighed equal. You always see them and they're equal. 7 letters. Or equinox. That's not an accident, I don't think. This is Columbia. Columbia is also the lady in Libra. And that's also the lady you see when you go into court. That's the same, all the same archetype. So, she's holding the book of law. Makes sense. Makes sense, doesn't it? So, fall equinox happens generally when the sun goes into Libra. Right when it goes into Libra. And in the Egyptian mythology, the hearts of the dead are weighed against the feather. Like the weighing of the souls before they enter into the underworld. And when the sun passes this point on the zodiac, it's symbolic of going into the underworld, because the darkness overtakes the light. The night overtakes the day, becomes longer than the day at that point. And so Saturn exalts in Libra, so it's like strong in Libra. It's a real strong placement, and it's there's exaltations in I don't know how many of the signs, but a good handful of them, like Jupiter exalts in Cancer. Okay, so Saturn is referred to as the seventh luminary. Sometimes it exalts in Libra, and Saturn is the god of karma and wisdom, and the steward of law, responsibility. All these things have to do with Saturn and gnosis. I mean, the torch and the book. She's a steward of law, the protector of law, holding the scales. This correlates with sunset too. If you're to use the zodiac wheel as a clock for the day, this is the time that the sun sets. It's when you weigh your debts for the day and everything. Shout out to Santos, he talks about that. Venus rules Libra. It's a ruling sign, green. That's where the green is coming from. Also called the morning star. Venus is archetypal feminine. Lucifer is also called the morning star. So you can see where that connection is. And then let's come over here, back over here. Rainbow, 7 letters. 7 colors. And a little bit more etymology. Calibrate, Libra, calibrate. Equilibrium. You have the equal and the Libra in there. You notice how these words have to do with books and balancing. Liberty is all about equal rights. Right? I mean, I don't know. I think there's a military definition for liberty stuff. I don't really know. So I could be misconstruing that a little bit. But here, this part is really cool. I was doing this as I was preparing this video, and this kind of blew my mind. I just was figuring out some stuff from this. This is a little bonus too I want to throw in at the end. I'm going to bring up something. So, if you take a look over here, G is the 7th letter. Freemasonry, the compass in the square and the G. Check this out. I think they definitely know something about this code right here. There's something. I think it's not even. I think I'm sorting. I'm sorting. All right, you guys. So G. The G in Masonry is supposed to represent God, and you also, when you see it written, you see it like this, and then you see it like this. Look what's right here. You got a V right here. Violet, and the G is on top. And then when you get to the colors, green. Think about it. That's why they made her green. You get it? That's why they made her green. G. And then check this out. What is when you circle 2 G's that show up? You get 47. And then also here's where it really started to blow my mind too here, because then you have 11, right? One way. And then you also have this right here. You have orange, which orange in gematria is 33. So, if you know what gematria is, I can explain it to you real quick. It's just this. It's simply this right here. The 1, 2, 3, and ABC. So, and when it gets to J, it'd be 9. Or when it gets to I, it would be 9. And then it repeats. J is 1 again. And when you add up all these numbers in orange, you get 33. If you added them all up. So, interesting thing about that is, if you take this, you know, let me get my black marker. I have it somewhere, I think. Nope. Sorry, y'all. I'm screwing up the presentation. Here it is. Okay. So, if you circle this right here, check this out. To spell God, right? 24/7. It's like 24-hour service, always. You have 7-Eleven is also like a symbol for open 24/7. It's like an acronym for like 7-Eleven, you know. I forget what the significance of that is, but I'm pretty sure that's what 7-Eleven means, right? It means always. It's like 24 hours. So, but this is also the 2, like the 2 towers. And I mean, this is where I might be losing a couple people, but this is like a little bonus thing that I threw in here because I think there is actually something really to do with this right here. And I'm about to point something out too that I learned from listening to Crow 777. There's a connection here with the Breakfast in America album too, I think, because you have the orange. She's got the orange juice. It's 33. The lady in the diner. That's Libby, the waitress, and the 2 towers are in the background. Libby. Think about Libby. There's 2 B's. What? Oh, man, that's kind of weird. And then 2 plus 4 plus 7 is 13. Whoa. You should watch my video I did on 13, man. And Friday the 13th and the Knights Templar. So if you gotta look into that stuff and how that's all tied up with Freemasonry. So, that is really something, isn't it? Shout out to Crow 777. Right here. The Orange Connection. 2 towers. Breakfast in America. And honestly, that's everything. That's about it. I hope you guys like this. Hey, 2024 is ahead of us, fellas. And we're going to start 2024 off on a brand new slate. It's going to be a number 1. The first day, 2024. Going to have number 1 numerology. It's going to be a fresh start, fellas. And I'm wishing you guys all the best. A happy new secular year. And this is like starting from the bottom, man. That's what I like about the new year time. It's like, ba-bam! It's the time you start building your temple like, like this symbol of Capricorn and all that. Oh man. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything, you guys. Oh, of course, I was gonna end the video. Check this out, right? So from Manly P. Hall's Secret Teachings of All Ages. This is a snippet from The Chemical Marriage. For nearly a half an hour, no one spoke. Then, amidst a great sound, the door of the dining hall swung open, and thousands of lighted tapers held by invisible hands entered. These were followed by 2 pages lighting the beautiful Virgo Lucifera, seated on a self-moving throne. The white and gold-robed Virgin then rose and announced that to prevent the admission of unworthy persons to the mystical wedding of a set of scales would be erected. A set of scales would be erected the following day, upon which each guest would be weighed to determine his integrity. Those unwilling to undergo this ordeal, she stated, would remain in the dining hall. She then withdrew, but many of the tapers stayed to accompany the guests to their quarters for the night. Wow. You think about that too. Like I said in one of my videos previous, Virgo rules the stomach. You can't leave the dining hall. You can't leave the dining hall unless you're proven worthy. What goes on the dining hall? You're eating. Man, that's even kind of something. It's like a little. Seems like it makes sense too, because your gut mind relationship. You can't put your conscious attention towards what you want in your head if your chemical processes in your gut are all messing it up. Yeah, I know I might have been stretching it at the. That might have been a far connection there at the end there, but there is definitely something to that dining hall thing, for sure. Don't get me wrong on that. So yeah, anyways, and I do want to say, for people that are maybe a little bit disturbed about the whole word Lucifer being used, and it's like our American symbol in New York and all that stuff, I feel like I do have to point something out and explain this. America was founded on Freemasonry, and Freemasonry has been tied to underworld mythology and symbolism of the underworld and transmutation and all those things I've talked about before, like in the episode where I talked about Pirates of the Caribbean. And it would do you great if you are confused about what I'm talking about right now to go back and watch my previous videos, or to just go do some research yourself into this kind of thing. Read The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. Read some writing on Tantra. It doesn't have to have anything to do with Freemasonry. But the symbolism is what gives it away, I think. Really, I kind of struggled with that for a long time, but Steiner says something, had a famous lecture or something called Lucifernosis, and he would talk about that. And I think essentially what this is all about is keeping the flame in the torch alight. Let not the flame die out. It's about keeping our solar consciousness awake and being able to resurrect the fallen aspects of our consciousness, of our gnosis. So she's wearing the crown of thorns, essentially the crown of gnosis of Saturn, and has the flame lit. And I suppose you could even say that the whole thing about the symbolism of Virgo Luciferia, or the beautiful virgin robed in, dressed in white and gold robes, like in the story that I just read, is actually the symbolism of what they used to, this knowledge that they used to know, essentially, is that a virgin woman is pure and contains that light of gnosis. And especially if she knows it and she keeps herself pure. In more ways than just sex, I guess. But, you know, I feel like that makes a lot of sense, you know. And then, obviously, a woman like that would be worthy of like a whole banquet and all those things, of the weighing of the scales of all the guests of the party. I haven't even read that whole thing, but the gist of it was the beginning. The guy got invited to like a wedding by an angel, and you know, like the chemical marriage. That's what the story's called. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so think about that. What is it? What are they really talking about? Virgo Lucifera, or Luciferian Gnosis, or why is the Statue of Liberty like that? It's a strange, strange thing to think about, but it's also like a double-sided. I could see how this could be used as a negative symbol, but I could also see the positive attributes in this. And honestly, I want to know what you guys think. Like, let me know. I mean, what do you guys think about this? I think there is some good and some bad tied up into this symbol, and like the people that made this symbol, they knew about this stuff, and it came from France too. So I'm thinking, like, you know, French people, in French, orgasm means little death. They knew about this kind of stuff. They definitely did. The French have all kinds of esoteric access to all kinds of esoteric information and history, if you go and look. And I think that's why it was gifted to America as a gift from France, because they probably share Freemasonic ties and all that stuff. Think about our war with them, against how they helped us against the war against Britain. I mean,